Welcome to Pain into Peace. Story time. Okay, so if I'm start off with, I hold no ill will towards anyone or any grudges against anyone. I've forgiven everyone who did ill will to me. And you guys who is listening, you should do the same thing. So this is story time. I want to go back. If you saw my first story, which was, when my innocence was stolen. I'm gonna tell you the outcome of that. So fast forward, that had happened, and I was, molested, and things like that when I was young, as I stated before. But what I wanted to say is I didn't understand what was going on as I grew up and was getting older and things like that. I didn't understand that that had an effect on my sexuality until I was these many years old, realizing why was I attracted to females and why was, and things like that. Yes, I do have kids, so obviously, I was bisexual. So when that happened, like I said, I started like thinking about girls and things like that. Not exactly when that happened as I grew up. Let me say that. I started thinking about females and like, oh, they cute, and I didn't understand why. But now I do understand why, because of what occurred with me when my innocence was taken. It was the same sex. So that's what caused me to be attracted to the same sex. And I became like, I'm gonna just be honest, like a DL woman. I was, this is my truth. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else could tell my story but me. This is my truth. When I had my kids and I was in the relationship, with that YN person and things like that, I became like, guys don't do you right. I'm just going to go over to this side. You know what I'm saying? So I cared about what people thought about me at that time. I self-validate myself now and I self-love myself. So I don't care what anyone thinks of how I chose to live my life at that time. Only who I actually cared, who care about what's going on with me, is pretty much my children. So I was like, at this time, they had some hotlines or whatever. So I would like get on the hotline, go meet up with females, behind, my family's back. It wasn't even like it was behind their back because I'm an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing whatever I want to do. I'm taking care of me and mine. Nobody else is helping. So I just say it was on DL because nobody in my family knew that I was seeing women. And I didn't understand it myself. Like, I was confused about why am I, attracted to these women. But then I had to come to the understanding of what occurred to me when I was younger at that church camping trip or whatever. And so I would go hook up with these girls. They would want to have relationships with me. I would be like, no, I don't want no relationship with you. I was not attracted to studs. No tea, no shade to studs, or whatever. And anybody who wanted to be like that. But I just was not attracted. I felt like, if I am going to be like this or whatever, she has to be a femme also, like a beautiful female. So I was like, I went on, and I think it was like maybe it was quite a bit a long time, because then eventually, as I continued to do that, I did that for some years. I'm not even gonna lie, I was a DL woman for like some years. It was like I was feeding what I was craving, what was done to me at a young age with the same sex. But, you know, so I became in a relationship with a woman, and I really loved that woman. I really did. And I shared it with somebody that I felt that I could trust at this time. So I'm like, okay, I'm in a relationship with this woman. I'm not ashamed no more. It's like whatever. At this time, it's like, it was some years that we was dealing with each other, because we met each other like at work or whatever. I know, right? Crazy. And I was dealing with a woman at work, but when I didn't have a relationship, I didn't want to go into a full-blown relationship. But this female, she was, she was beautiful to me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay. And I really was like sexually attracted to this woman. And I didn't care at this time. I'm in love with this woman. I didn't care who felt any way. I didn't care what anybody said, but I shared it with someone, and it wasn't with my, whole immediate family. I shared it with this person who, it was my siblings who I shared it with. And when she got upset with me, she chose to like tell the whole family. At this time, I don't care. None of that matters to me. None of that, defined me. None of that made me feel any type of way. Then my oldest sister was like, I have something to ask you. And she was laughing, and I was like what? And she was like, is you in a relationship with a female? And I was like, yes, I am. And I said it with my chest. And then how that relationship ended, because I was like in that relationship. I was in that, same-sex relationship. And it had lasted for some years. You know what I'm saying? My kid's father tried to, deframe my character, talk about me, and come to find out his sister was a lesbian, and his mom, is as well. And he didn't know nothing about this. But I'm not ashamed of anything, because, like I said, anybody that you feel that you choose, that you want to love, and you good with it, and you okay with it, and, be okay with yourself first. You know what I'm saying? Like, love yourself, because that's where it all starts out. She wound up doing what a guy would do. She cheated. I found out. It was done. That was it. It was over. She asked for another chance. She always wanted another chance, but she knew that was one and done. She tattooed me on her body, everything. Like, we was in this. You know what I'm saying? No, I didn't tattoo her on my body, but she tattooed me on my name on her body. Like, we was in this, and I really love this female. So my thing is, don't be ashamed of what other people don't define anything that you do on another person's, because of another person's reaction of it, or their validation. I self-validate myself, as I continue to say and will continue to say. I'm not ashamed of anything I've done, past, present, or future. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am, and that's just what it was. I looked at that person. I looked at her soul. She was a beautiful person, and because of what occurred to me, that's why I am attracted to females. And it's not like, I don't look at it like, oh, so would you be with one, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to answer that. But love, you know what, this guy that I was dating, and I didn't even understand what he was saying. He was like, love is love. And I was like, what? Like, well, I wouldn't date him. Like, I don't even know what to call it. But he used to be like, love is love. And if you love that person, love that person. That's just it, because I know what occurred to me, or why I became attracted to females. And because my innocence was taken at a young age with the same sex. So, yeah. So love yourself, self-validate yourself. Don't care about what the family think. Don't care about what this person think, It don't matter. It matters what you think. That's it. And that's how I'm living my life right now. It's what I think. I don't care what anybody else think. It doesn't matter. So y'all keep loving yourself, self-validating yourself, and find peace within yourself, because you have to. Believe me, I know. I've been through it. Love y'all. Bye.